Morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It's 9 o'clock. I don't know what day of the week it is. Do you?
No, I think it's Monday.
I think it's a Monday. We camped last night at, I think it's called the Roaring Fork
Yeah.
campsite.
Yeah.
We had a good campsite.
Nice water flow.
The rain stopped for dinner, so we ate outside. Rain off and on during the night. This morning we woke up at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, early.
And had an internet signal. Saw the radar, and there's a huge line of thunderstorms just training up the west side of the Appalachians today, all day. And it was lightning and thundering during the night, but there was a break in the rain. So we got towards done. I had a cup of coffee, and we got out right at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right when the thunder started from the next line. So that was the plan.
Yeah, we're ahead of it, and we'll be to the shelter before.
So we're all suited up now for the rain. There's a shelter in 3 miles. So we're going to stop there and sort out. Well, I feel great. My pack feels amazing.
Yeah, I feel good too. We just want to check on the flash flood warning.
And we'll see if we have an internet signal. And they said the flash flood warnings and 2 to 3 inches per rain per storm.
Yeah.
And they were training right up the Appalachian. So better safe than sorry. We're going to stop at the next shelter. And
I don't have a problem with staying there overnight and starting again tomorrow.
Sort it out. Maybe we'll let them roll through and we'll hike late in the day. There's another shelter that looks like a cruise, but I don't want to be out there in 2 to 3 inches of rain per storm.
Yeah.
That would suck.
I wouldn't care about the rain if we hadn't set it to flash flood. I don't want to be hanging on to a tree out here.
And they're thunderstorms this afternoon. They're not just rain showers. And I just heard thunder right as I turned on the camera. So better safe than sorry.
Always.
We're going 3 miles. Get in the shelter, search the radar, read the weather forecasts, and then make our call on what we're going to do for the rest of the day.
Absolutely.
How you feel?
I feel amazing.
Pacesetter's doing amazing. We didn't talk about yesterday.
No.
That was up.
All ups, 8 straight miles, and we started at midday. So 8 miles in half a day. I'm pretty proud of myself.
8 miles in 3 hours, 45 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
And it was all up. It was,
Ugh.
and we stopped and talked to people like 3 times.
Yes, so if you're going out of Hot Springs, just be aware it is a lot of up. And it's not gentle, I love you, here's a little cruisy path and then some more up. No, it is just up and then really up and then up and then really up.
Go for the bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich at the diner instead of the fisherman's plate or whatever they called it with the sausage, biscuits, and gravy and all the fixings. Right?
Yes.
That's not what we did. We actually had pizza and corn dogs before we got on the trip.
We did.
All right, y'all. We'll talk to you at the shelter.
Yes.
Later.
Have a nice day.
Hiking in the rain. 5 more miles. Oh. I got the video camera on.
Hey, everybody. I'm glad I had some extra clothes because my rain gear was not adjusted properly this morning. And my whole shirt was soaking wet when we got to our first break. So thankfully I had some dry clothes to change into. And here we are.
We've done 6.5 miles. We have 5 more to go. We can hear Hurricane Gap right down at the bottom of the hill here, we heard a truck go by, so we were close. And then we have a 4 3/4 mile up to a shelter. And hopefully we get there before thunderstorms roll in. I didn't look at the radar before I started the video, but when we were at the last shelter 3 miles ago, there were a lot of thunderstorms training up the Appalachians, pretty much targeting us. Although one of the reports said that they would be expanding southeast. So hopefully the northern part of that line has done its thing until late afternoon, and the southern part goes southeast behind us. But it was red and yellow all the way back to Arkansas, just west of us. So thank goodness for a great rain gear.
You don't get hot hiking in the rain.
Been a pretty easy day. We've gone down 3 pretty good sized downs, but they weren't that difficult, except the steps are really tall. Whenever they made steps, they're twice as tall as steps that we've seen anywhere. So it's kind of jarring. You have to be really careful, but
I broke out the trekking poles again. I hadn't used my trekking poles in 2 days.
I put my trekking poles in the hiker box in Hot Spring, and somebody picked them up immediately. One of them was slightly bent. They pretty much needed to leave it open, and the other one would gradually sink all day long. Plus, I'd worn the cork out, so it was not smooth anymore. Somewhat uncomfortable. But I've been hiking for probably 100 miles now without trekking poles and haven't missed them. So, before we get pretty far up north, I'll think about getting another pair up there. Those were 4 years old. But yeah, we're doing good. We're on our second break, kind of like second breakfast. Oh yeah, what's that bar that I ate? The Big Sur.
Oh, the Big Sur. Let me tell you, they are delicious. I stand fully corrected. I've looked at them and gone, yuck, every time I've seen them on the shelf. But boy, we ate it and it was soft like a coffee cake and packed with delicious, fresh, all kinds of nuts and berries dried. And wow, I was very, very impressed.
It was like eating a coffee cake. It cost $4.19, I believe, and it weighed 5 ounces. So I got 3 of them, which is almost a pound. And I debated it, but man, after I tasted it, it is really delicious, and it had a lot of fat in it. It had, I think, 520 calories, if not more.
It was dense nutrition for sure.
And it wasn't hard to eat. I could have eaten that one while I was hiking, unlike a Cliff Bar. So, highly recommend. Absolutely worth the $4. And one a day, 5 days, you're carrying, a pound and change, pound and a quarter, pound and a half, probably. Whatever the math is. But man, I will get those again if I see them. I had the white chocolate one. Someone at the last shelter said that the orange zest was the best. I got 3 of the same kind. But man, that was a good purchase. So
if I see them again, I'm buying them.
Yeah, I'll get those and cut down on my $100,000 Grands and Snickers, and cookies and
He's gonna go for the dense nutrition instead of the
all the junk that I eat all day long. And I really made an awesome trail mix, but you cannot eat trail mix in the rain.
Well,
You just get messy hands and
it's discouraging.
yeah. So I'm gonna make another video after this, maybe not today, on health on the trail or health services on the trail. And April and I have been, or Pacesetter, pardon me, have been talking about this for hours today.
Hours.
So I think I'm going to make a totally separate video just talking about
Healthcare challenges.
healthcare challenges on the trail.
Yeah.
Our friend TC that we saw in Hot Springs made a video on women's health. Women's health on the trail, and that was super helpful to April. A year and a half ago or a year ago, when she watched it before our other through hikes. But I think we have thoughts on a more general problem. So anyway, that's for another time. We're dry. Our packs feel pretty good. My pack feels great. And if you average it with Pacesetter's pack, pretty good.
I'm not comfortable yet. The resupply was pretty heavy. I'll just keep eating and it'll feel better every day.
I think it was 74 miles. We packed for 5 days. I packed for 4 days with some extra stuff. I could probably go 6. I think April packed for 6 with some extra stuff. They could probably go 10.
Yep.
So we're learning about that.
He told me we were going to be out here for 6 days, which could mean 7 or 8. So I did not want to completely run out like I did last time on the way to Hot Springs. The only thing that was left in my pack the morning of was a tortilla and maybe a cup of trail mix. And I was uncomfortable with that.
The only thing left in my pack was coffee.
And he was comfortable. He likes that, but I don't like that feeling at all.
And I was cutting the coffee close, which made me really worried, but it worked out. So,
and we had really great coffee at the Smoky Diner.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's the update for now. The rain's pretty steady now. It was showery all morning, but we'll get down to the bottom of the hill and we have 4.5 miles with a medium up to the shelter, and then we'll try to dry some stuff out and
have coffee.
Get there before the thunderstorms hit, I hope. At least that's the plan. We're doing a little better than 2 miles an hour. We're probably doing 2.5 miles an hour.
Yep, we're doing great speed-wise. I just wish I were a little more comfortable. I've adjusted her more times than we can count, and we're actually discussing getting me a different pack.
So
I don't think I'm hyperlight material.
These ultralight or hyperlight packs are, they're meant for below 30 pounds. 30 pounds is right at their top range. They say they could do more, but they feel really good with 25 or less. So I have the large version of the exact same pack that April has. She has or Pacesetter has. She has the small frame version, but she has at least 10 pounds more than me in there. So we're talking about getting a framed pack, like an Osprey or some Gregory or something along those lines that will hold that amount of weight, but be
more comfortable,
better supported.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, live and learn.
Yeah. The other thing we learned last night is the bear line that they had in Hot Springs.
Man alive, that was hard.
It will hold the weight, but trying to get it over a big branch with your bare hands or even with gloves on was difficult.
But we did it, and nothing disturbed our bear bag, so.
No. All right. Well, we will get on the trail here in a minute after my last 2 bites of 100,000 grand, which takes me 5 minutes to chew. And we'll update you further up the trail, probably at the shelter tonight.
Yeah. Have a nice day.
All right, I think April's going to survive today.
Because of the cheesy Chex Mix. The cheesy Chex Mix is precious and gives me the energy, even more than the energy gels.
It is pretty. Mm-hmm. We just came up from there, and we're going up there. It's gorgeous out here.
Nice and warm today. Yay! We made it! 300.
We're almost at 300.
Almost at 300.
I think it's right there. Okay. I think that little rock is 300, so we're gonna walk on over. Nice. Very good.
There.
Very good.
That was not easy.
And then the rock at the bottom's loose.
Yeah, I see that.
Nice job.
Thank you. Hey, Blaze.
Where's the blaze?
Right here.
Oh, on the rock.
Yep.
All right. Off we go on the next leg. We're really close to 300 miles here. Climbing over a rock ridge is pretty cool, but apparently dangerous in bad weather, so they have a alternate route down below for bad weather. Then we gotta figure out how to go down this thing. And then back up that thing. There's the blaze. Pretty cool. $300 miles coming up. Just ahead.
That was a climb and a half. On par with Albert Mountain right there. Good Lord. I just got my ass handed to me. Beautiful view though.
Yeah.
360 like nobody's business.
Let me check. It looks like we're going down now. This might be the 300 blaze. We just passed 300 miles. Gorgeous view up here. Absolutely perfect weather.
Right back. Good morning.
Good morning. We're waking up at the Jerry's Mountain Shelter and or Jerry's Cabin Shelter, and it was a good night.
Yeah.
I think we both slept really good.
Super windy. Holy moly.
Really windy up high. We could hear it, but it didn't really come down to hit the tent.
It dried our clothes though.
Our clothes are finally dry from
2 days
day
ago.
before yesterday,
Yeah.
and the tent is dry. And I found a miracle trick to get the leaves and dirt out of the tent this
Thank
morning.
heavens.
So we're going to hike 8.8 miles, and that's the next shelter. I'm sorry, 6.7 miles to the next shelter, and figure out what the weather is and how we feel in the terrain. And then there's a 8.8 mile shelter beyond that would make it like a 15.1 mile day. And
That's my goal. This will be my first 15 day on the trail. I'm doing it.
Our goal is 15. There's a huge up between here and there in the second half.
Just hopefully it's not boulders. Oh, please don't be boulders.
Oh, you want to tell them about yesterday real quick?
So, yesterday was awesome. Got the most gorgeous 360 view after a insane boulder climb. It was at the beginning. It was a long boulder climb. I don't know how many miles. It took forever. Maybe it was only 1 mile. But big steep ups, big steep downs, all boulders. They did build some great steps. Thank you to the people who built this trail. But some of it was just the top of the mountain and you just had to scale it. And that's not my strength yet. By Katahdin, I'll be like a right up. Right now, still struggles, and yeah, it was hard. But I made it, and we got to where our goal was for the day, and I did it in really good time.
Yeah, we had a good time. That 1 mile was over an hour long, though. It was a lot of climbing.
Yeah.
All right, Pacesetter.
It's gonna be a big day. My goal is 20 miles. I don't know if this is happening. It's not like yesterday where I absolutely knew I could do it. This is gonna be a second long day, but let's see.
So we did 15.89 miles yesterday, and batteries are running low.
Yes.
And so probably won't do much video today, but my camera's charged again.
Good.
And we're going to try to do 20 miles, but there's a shelter at 10, and probably find somewhere to camp if we don't make it all the way, and stage to get into Erwin.
Yep.
And resupply and recharge and regroup.
Do our thing.
20 miles.
20 miles. Have a nice day.
On top of a big bald.
Okay, kids, this was another one of those hard days. Big up climbs, but I made it to the top of Big Bald. And look at this. Just mountains all the way around me. I love you all so much, and I miss you. Keep being amazing.
Hey everybody, I have to turn the camera on. Hope you can hear me. We're hiking with Moondog. Pacesetter is back there with him. We just crossed Big Bald. Pretty spectacular view today. Somewhat similar to Max Patch, but man, the weather today is so much better than we had on Max Patch. Just barely any breeze. And that's where we're going. Over there, down a big hill and up a big hill. And here comes Moondog and Pacesetter.
Hey, y'all.
And we're gonna have a good little hike to the next shelter.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we'll update you
So do you have a YouTube
tonight.
channel or you?
We do have a YouTube channel, and I'm talking to my YouTube
All right.
channel at the moment. Yeah, Sailing Avamar. It's
Fabulous.
named after our boat.
Perfect.
It used to be a sailing channel, and now that April wanted to hike the Appalachian Trail, it's a
That's perfect.
hiking channel. So
Absolutely.
we try to do at least a morning and an evening update, and then when we see something like this,
Yeah, you got to capture this.
yeah, we capture this.
This
So
is special.
everybody, that's Moondog.
What's up, boys and girls?
We've been enjoying his company all day. And you have a channel?
No, just Instagram.
Instagram? What's your Instagram?
I think it's G Moondog.
G Moondog.
I believe.
I'll find it.
Yeah.
All right. We'll update you when we get to wherever Pacesetter stops. Anything you want to say, girl?
I'm tired and really sad that I'm not going to make 20 today. But you know what? When the body says slow down, you better listen to the body. You only have one.
Hey, like this place where we are.
It is beautiful. Beyond words beautiful.
A little less wind than Max Patch.
A lot less wind in that patch, in fact.
All right, everybody. We're doing good. We're going to probably do 10, 10, and 5 or 6 into Erwin, and then get on the road to Damascus. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Here comes Pacesetter. That's where we slept last night. Look at all that grass.
It is beautiful. This is the most beautiful shelter we've stayed at.
Pretty cool.
And there were lots of tents and lots of people in the shelter. It was a busy night. Super fun.
The water was easy to get to. Tons of tent sites.
The name of the shelter is Bald Mountain Shelter. Make note of it. This is definitely a place to stop.
Bald Mountain Shelter, and then 16 miles into Erwin downhill. So if you're doing the AT and want to stop in Erwin, come to the Bald Mountain Shelter and do your little hike in.
Keep in mind, you got to get the ferry, which only runs from, 9 to... Check the time.
There's a ferry to cross the river where the bridge got washed out in Erwin, and it starts at 9. I think it ends at 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock.
I feel like 2, but check the time.
Certain days of the week, I think it's 2 o'clock. So anyway, we're off. We will talk to you later.
Have a nice day.